Welcome to this short video training session. I'm going to demonstrate giving students work as a task using assessment plan visits. We've got some aims and objectives. To demonstrate creating an assessment plan visit for a planned interaction with students. Add an assessment task to an assessment plan visit during a support call. Select learning outcomes from the relevant criteria. Attach documents for the student to produce accessible evidence, and look at what we see when the student completes the task. As a prerequisite, you should be familiar with recording student interaction using the assessment plan visit, or have viewed Moodle course visits and plans for OneFile 1, Learning Outcome 1 and Learning Outcome 2. So, visits are OneFile's way of recording activities with a student. In the previous video, we looked at using the pending plans, the light bulb tile, to open the assessment plans page and the visits tile to open the calendar page. Both pages allow you to create an assessment plan visit. All interaction with student must be recorded in an assessment plan visit. For some of these, you may want the student to complete an assessment task which can contribute to their progress and link it to KSB criteria. This can help evidence progress in the month where the student has not been able to complete a more formal method of assessment. We must show evidence of learning every calendar month. This must be by either a completed assignment, written work via an assessment plan visit using an assessment task, or a recorded guided discussion. So today we're going to create an assessment task during a support call. I'm already logged into OneFile with my assessor account and welcome Andrew Prentice, who has joined me on an MS Teams meeting and who has not achieved any learning this calendar month. While I'm chatting and finding out what his issue is, I'm opening his profile. I'm going to ask him to complete a worksheet designed for him to produce some evidence which will meet a component of his knowledge criteria. I may have set this up in advance, but I can do it on the fly if I'm pushed for time. I may go as far as to remain on an MS Teams meeting so that I can prompt Andrew in completing the work and ensure he uploads it during the meeting. But that's another story. I'll select Andrew Prentice from the Learner pick list. Andrew's profile page is displayed. He must complete a pre-prepared worksheet which will provide evidence that he has gained knowledge that meets a criterion from his KSBs. So I'm going to give him an assessment task. This time we'll use the pending, the light bulb tile, to reach the Create Assessment Plan button. I'll select the light bulb tile. The Assessment Plans page is displayed. I'll select the blue Create Assessment Plan button. The Assessment Plan page is displayed. Once again, I'll give the assessment plan a title and type for KSB progress between assessment plan and the date. Select Remote Session Radio button. Deselect Set Next Planned Visit checkbox. I'll scroll down the screen a little and select the green Add Task button. The Add Task pop window pops up. In this window, there are two tabs: the Assessment, the Default, and Activity. We looked at how to use the Activity tab in an earlier video. The first control on the Assessment tab is the Assessment Method pick list. I'll select the Assessment Method pick list. A list of options is displayed. Depending on the type of method used, there may or may not be a Use Template pick list displayed. I'll leave it for you to find out which options do and don't do this. For example, I'm going to use the Written Statement method. I'll select Written Statement. The Use Template pick list is displayed. I could have set up templates containing assessment work for each criterion in the apprenticeship. Then I could simply select the option from the template list and populate the rest of the task form. I'll select the Use Template optional pick list and the Use Template list is displayed. As you can see, I've set this up for Knowledge Criteria 1.1. However, We can also add an assessment which is not part of this more formal set, which is what we'll do today. Leave the Use Template at the default. Do not use a template. The assessment can be started by the learner, the default, or the assessor. This is effectively who will be next to act in the task once it's signed and saved by the assessor during this current process. There are also start date and due date fields which can be selected. The default start date is today's date, and the default due date is 2 weeks hence. There's a text area to type learner instructions and a blue Attach button to attach documents. I'm going to leave the top row at its default values and type some instructions in the text area before I add any attachments. Download the attached worksheet below and complete it. Upload the completed worksheet before you submit it. We'll need to link the assessment to the criteria we want the student to fulfill. So, I'll select the blue Select Outcomes. The Select Outcomes pop-up opens. At the top of the window are some radio buttons: Units Outcomes, Incomplete Criteria, and All Criteria. The Incomplete Criteria is selected as a default, and I'm going to leave it at that option. You should experiment and see what the other options show you. I expect you'll guess, which is fine, but check afterwards and see if you're right. I'll now scroll down the screen to the relevant criteria bar and expand it. The incomplete knowledge criteria are displayed. I've already created a worksheet that gives the student the opportunity to rearrange a list into the right order for the 5 steps to risk assessment. So I'm going to select the checkbox next to 1.4. Select the green Continue button. The Edit Task window is displayed again, and the outcome we have selected is confirmed under the blue Select Outcomes button. Next, I'll attach the worksheet. You can drag files directly to the Learning Resource area from the File Explorer, or use the Attach button, which is what we'll do now. Select the blue Attach button. The Attach File pop-up pops up. This window behaves in the same way as we have seen previously, so I'll just select the relevant file and spare you the description. I'll select the Select Files button. File Explorer opens. I'll select the file I want to upload and select Open. The File dialog box closes and the Learning Resources window takes the focus, showing the uploaded file highlighted in yellow. Again, this works the same way as described in the previous video in this course. Select the green Continue button. The Learning Resources pop-up closes, revealing the Edit Task pop-up and showing the uploaded file tile. The red Delete button will delete the task and return you to the assessment plan window. So for us, we will select the green Save button. The Add Task window closes, showing the updated assessment plan page and the task details. Scroll down the window a little and type some feedback to the student. In this case, I'm going to offer Andrew some extra support so that I know he has achieved a learning outcome and we can meet our ESFA commitments and avoid A, putting Andrew into a learning break, and B, ensuring the ESFA cannot claw back any revenue for this student. Finally, I'll scroll to the bottom of the page and select the signed checkbox next to my name, and then select the Save button. The window closes and the assessment plans list is displayed, showing the assessment plan we have just created. As I said, I may get Andrew to complete the work while I'm on the call, but the process for Andrew is the same as he would normally perform for other assessments, so I won't go into it here. Andrew has completed the assessment. I now have a new task in my task list. From the menu, select Tasks. The tasks list is displayed. I'll select the relevant task. The assessment page opens and mark the assessment as normal. Leave some feedback Scroll to the bottom of the page. Select my checkbox to sign the assessment and select the Save button. OK, let's take a look at Andrew's profile. From the menu, I'll select Home. The home page is displayed. From the Learner Pick list, I'll select Andrew Prentice. Andrew's profile is displayed. I'll scroll down the page to his apprenticeship standard and select the knowledge link. The knowledge criteria are displayed. As you can see, the criterion 1.4 is now achieved, and Andrew meets the ESFA requirement for this calendar month. So, in this short video, we have seen how to add an assessment task to an assessment plan visit during a support call, attached documents for the student, looked at what we will see when the student completes the task. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please email me and I'll try and help.